I'd like to congratulate the officials for helping Tom Brady do what he couldn't do on his own, beat the Saints in the regular season. Sunday was awful, but the live show Friday at Port Orleans was awesome. We're going to recap it all. Thomas, hit that intro.
Hey, Ralph, Ralphie, Andrew, and Dave. All right, I got a little intel. Your Saints Happy Hour podcast? Yeah. It's a joke, all right? And I'll tell you what, you, Ralph, you mispronounce everything, okay? I listen, I go, what the? Does he not know the English language? All right, Ralph, try to get an English class in there every now and then, okay, pal? Hey, Andrew! Think you're smart, huh? Think you're smart? You're in big trouble, pal. I eat piece of shit like you for breakfast. And then, of course, there's Dave. Dave, a little obnoxious? Got a little bit of chip on your shoulder, huh? You gotta cut people down all the time? Is that what you gotta do? But know that life is good. Appreciate it. Do what you do. Keep on keeping on. Shooter out.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on Twitch. If you aren't, follow us on Twitch. Remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcasts. Smash that like button on YouTube. Thomas is doing an amazing job there. Also, become an annual patron at patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Thanks to Brennan. Thanks to JJ. All the people at the live event. We'll get to you in just a minute. Remember, guys, we are now doing an MVP contest for people who watch and donate or subscribe during the live stream. Anyone who donates during the show gets entered into a drawing at the end of the season for Saints Happy Hour t-shirt and a Smoke Monday t-shirts. We still have some of those left. The person who donates the most each week gets entered into our drawing to win 2 Saints game tickets for 2023. And the person who donates the most each week gets to have a 30-second video of themselves giving the Saints hot take played the following week. Gentlemen, what are we drinking tonight before we get to this?
Gonna open
you want me to just volunteer first? You go
first. You've been dry the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Not counting this past Friday.
I'm gonna.
No. Let Juge go first.
No, I'm just Ralph's like, gentlemen, what are we drinking? Who's supposed to go?
Well, I usually start because I'm the alcoholic on the show.
Is that what you are?
I'm drinking once again. Well, I was in control of myself.
Is that Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
Yes, it is. This is why this is one of the greatest beers ever. This is Spindle Tap Heavy Hands, one of my favorite IPAs around.
Show us the picture there. It looks like Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah, it does. It is taken from Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
wow.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
That
Mario's
awesome.
on there, everything. Yeah, I was actually surprised that Andrew was drinking tonight because he's had himself quite a weekend. Live show Friday, he showed up wasted. Saturday night LSU game wasted. Sunday afternoon, Tulane Saints game. He's texting me how the Vouv Clicquot is right outside his gate entrance and he can just have it delivered to him. And so that was he hit it pretty hard for 3 days. I was surprised to see him back on the wagon, off the wagon.
Kevin, are you drinking?
I'm away from the hard stuff. I got a little 2017 Burgundy.
Burgundy. It's New Orleans, right? It's called.
I got to make sure I don't have the shakes.
We need like a boot. When Andrew does something really bougie, Thomas, you need like champagne glasses clinking for like the bougie meter. Kevin, what are you drinking?
Good,
Crooked
actually.
Stick.
No. I'm drinking Uncle Nearest.
What?
That sounds inappropriate.
No, Uncle Nearest. That's the whiskey that the guy who taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey. So Jack Daniels
molested Jack Daniels?
No. No, Jack Daniels.
Kevin, let's cut right to the chase here. How often are you Uncle Nearest?
Y'all are pricks, man. First of all, you start with this Shooter McGavin shit again. That's like 4 straight weeks of Shooter McGavin.
It's
talking
the best
about
one
Ralph,
we've got.
Talking about Dave, talking about Juge. No mention of Kevin.
We need to invest in a Shooter.
He knows what's up. He knows you're easily dismissed.
What do you think
for your reputation, man?
We need to have Shooter McGavin. We need to have him insult Kevin and then have Thomas splice it in so we can have everybody get insulted.
I think What do you? I'm not sure what he would say about Kevin. He'd be something like, "I had to hit it off Frankenstein's foot, so I have to listen to Frankenstein." Kevin, I don't know.
Ooh, that's pretty good, actually.
Right. Go back to your shanties.
Well, I'll tell you what wasn't Frankenstein, Dave. The live show Friday. Thanks to the guys at Port Orleans for having us. Thanks to everybody who showed up. Even the people, especially everyone was there. We shook so many hands. I hate to mention people because I don't want to leave anybody out, but JJ and Brennan and the doctors, all like 5 of them, and I had so many people there. It was such a great night. Charlie made Dave a prop. Dave, show this to the people.
I'm hold on, Jesus, this thing is so big. I was trying to find a way to hang it up. My wife wouldn't let me put nails in the wall.
Wife.
So I'm gonna have to figure something else out. But yeah, this is Closet Chums. This is a cardboard cutout of me and Kevin when we were in the closet doing a live show together. There it is. There's the picture. That's probably better. I was flattered. I wish that I could get the sign from my Mardi Gras parade when that other fan made that sign.
That's
Joe.
me drinking an IPA right there.
I had so many people.
That's LD, right?
They had so many people that wanted my autograph, but they wanted me to sign with the bad hand. So I just signed a bunch of X's.
Oh yeah,
wrong for that, but I did it because I give the people what they want.
My favorite moment of the night was
the children eating cake.
No, that was very distracting. Actually, no, my favorite moment of the night was the guy who, when we opened it up for questions or whatever, and the guy came up and he said something mean about me, and he was like, "Will you sign my jersey?" Like, then he followed up immediately with, "Will you also sign my jersey?" That was flattering. So we all signed his jersey. But no, I mean,
for those of you that weren't there, we had a 26-10 Falcons cake, like Saints Falcons cake.
Yeah.
And so it was there, and we all had like slithers of, because we were all very
Andrew fed me like a baby boy.
Yeah, I fed Ralph, but we were all just like, yeah, we're not going to eat sheet cake during the show. So there were kids there, multiple kids.
Yeah, I know.
And once it was out there that we had cake at our table,
like little kids,
one kid after another was coming for the cake. So we quickly had to adjust. We'd find a bunch of napkins, find a bunch of forks, which we got from the bar. And so we're giving them a plastic fork. And like half of my duty up there was serving these kids when they would come one by one. And then after 10 minutes, they were back for more. And so I had to play bad cop and be like, okay, well, hold on. You got to find your parent. I got to at least get a thumbs up from mom or dad somewhere in here. I'm not just going to keep giving you cake.
The video you just saw was a fan of the show, and I apologize. I can't remember his name. He made Dave pay off the rest of his Smoke Monday trade.
Yes, I think his name was Charles, but I could be wrong about that. But he was from Destrehan. I know
he brought a bottle of banana.
Yes, because apparently I didn't remember this. Ralph seems to vaguely remember this.
It doesn't matter if it's true. He's like, I want Dave to drink this horrible thing. I'm like, we're doing it.
I think I got gaslit.
No, I remember this because remember we were talking about Malibu. We were saying like we got to make you drink Malibu or some terrible rum.
Malibu would have been actually. This might have been better than Malibu.
It seemed like you kind of liked it.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't. It smelled exactly like banana Laffy Taffy. No, I just want to say the live show was great. Thank you everyone for coming out. I hope the audio if you were there was okay enough.
If you were in the bathroom, apparently it was perfect.
Yeah, we were in the bath. Kevin said it was great in the bathroom. Thank you everybody for coming out. I'll admit, I don't feel like it was like our best show by any means. There's too much going on. It's like you got the kids and the cake and everybody talking over each other and sharing of microphones. Like I certainly much more prefer this medium.
Thanks to Andrew at Sports Drink, he helped a ton.
Andrew felt like a celebration, though. It felt like a reunion.
Yeah, honestly, what we should do next time? Let's just throw ourselves a party someplace forget the show. We don't need to do a show. Let's just throw ourselves a party where everybody comes and adores us and loves us and tells us how awesome we are. And it's like, and we get to be celebrities for like 3 hours because that's what it's like. And I said this the last time when we did the last show, like it's really weird because when you walk in there and it's crowded and you're in there and you know that people are there for you, it's weird because I don't know any of you guys really that well. I know some of you I've met at the store or whatever, but everybody there knows you. And it's like a really weird feeling. And I said this last time, it's like as close as I think any of us will ever get to feeling like what it's like to be a celebrity, if you go out in public, because everybody knows you and everybody's looking at you or wants to talk to you or whatever. And it is this kind of weird thing, but everybody was very nice. And I hope I tried to talk to everybody that wanted to talk, and it was awesome and just very humbling that we had so many people that drove from Lafayette, staying like it was very. The whole thing is always it's very humbling.
Kevin, it always gets me like.
The only difference here, Dave, is
celebrities make money. We don't make any money.
No. Is that the only difference is when you were getting maudlin right here, you didn't have a lady 5 feet in front of you wagging her finger at you, demanding you stop talking and sit down. I tried getting maudlin and sentimental on Friday night, and I'm getting tisk by some lady in the front.
That's why I actually prefer. I love our fans, but I don't want to do a show in front of you guys every damn episode. Like this is the way it's supposed to be. This is a podcast. We're supposed to do it in the privacy of our own homes. We're not supposed to be dealing with you.
You're supposed to hate us half the time.
Yeah,
that's right.
But only half.
Yeah, I want to, and I don't want kids to be around. I don't want to have to worry about what I'm going to say. I want to be able to say whatever I want to say. This is much better. Yes.
I will say that the big thing, like, I don't know about celebrity. I mean, I do agree with you, Dave, that like, it's not lost on me that, we're for those that listen a lot, like we're part of your daily routine. And so in some sense, we're with you every day, and yeah, it's not lost on me. And so I felt, I don't know that pressure is the right word, but I felt like this need to somehow, like in the 3 hours that we were together, to like talk to everybody and like, just get to know the people that listen to us. Cause I feel like that's like,
you wanted it to make it worthwhile for people to come out. But I'm like Kevin got all in his feelings.
The only thing I will say, hold on. The only thing I will say is that I think the major difference with celebrities, and I've done this because like I've met celebrities before, and like you have like
I can't wait.
We all have, everybody has, but like you have like 5 seconds to tell them something meaningful,
right,
and you always blow it, and then like on the other side of it, you're like, yeah, that wasn't a great like interaction, at least for me, that's how that's always gone down.
Like we were there to talk and meet people and get.
Well,
to know
I
people.
just think like. At least our listeners, I don't know if we're typecast or whatever, but like I just feel like our listeners identify with us.
They know.
Like so the hang with everyone there was super natural and chill. Like it was just like I just feel like we connect with our listeners in a way that like they're kind of like us.
They feel like they know us because they do, because they like we've been doing this so long, Kevin. Like they've grown up with, we got married, we got kids, we got going through all kinds of stuff. We've had, me and you have had parents die, and they feel like they know us and they care about us. But the thing that's amazing to me, Kevin, is you got up and you got real emotional, and it was. I hope the audio is good that Thomas can save it, because it is the audio of the live show is so on brand for us. But
has it been
Kevin got nostalgic and emotional, and I get emotional because me and Kevin, we started this on Blog Talk Radio. We had the first show, Kevin. I think we had like 18 people listen, and it was like no one, maybe that. And the thing is, we're doing a live show at Port Orleans, 15, like however many years later, and we got 100 or so people coming out to see us. They're making props that Dave showed us. I met the guy who runs Mouth Raw Bro on Twitter.
Don't say it.
I'm not going to say who he was, but I met him. Like
I was annoyed
he
that
outed himself.
No, they outed themselves. I was annoyed that they outed them. Keeping it.
They right. Got to use the right pronouns.
I'm just saying.
Like that makes me that I enjoy that more than like winning Louisiana Podcast of the Year. That somebody loves us enough to make a prop and bring it to a live show and start a fake Twitter account. Like, that touches me more than any award. And it was just a great night. It was a great night all around.
Does it touch your bad arm though?
It does. And Dr. Thomas came up to me and shook my bad arm. He's like, "Ooh, it's looser than I thought."
Let me say this. Let me say this. After in the post show meet and greet, and I think I texted this to you guys. Had a random guy come up, and I think he was wearing an App State hat. Said he had never listened to the podcast before. A friend brought him out to the show, and so he didn't really know what to expect. Wasn't really that interested. But said that me getting on the microphone toward the end and getting all sentimental or whatever, he said that he could really tell how much that this meant to me and to all of us, and just enjoyed the energy and the vibe. And he said he's going to start listening to the show now.
Yeah. So, right. Well, I mean, Andrew on our text message, like, after the show, I think he was probably drunk, but I think
probably.
But he did say something that hit home, and it's just like, he says, like, we have a weird relationship. Like, I know, like, we're all like really good friends, but like, we all have like a weird ass relationship. Like, we didn't grow up together. We didn't go to school together. But like, I mean, I talk to you guys way
Dudes
more
don't make friends late in life.
Guys. I talk to you guys way more than I talk to any of the guys that I grew up, that I would call my quote unquote best friends, whose mothers were like mothers to me growing up, and whose people that I would die for, but like, I still do not communicate and talk to them as often or as regularly as I do with you guys. And I see you, each of you, maybe once a year in person.
We got to
you that on Saturday morning, by the way.
You guys,
if
you're listening to the free show and you listen to the free show, and we love you, even if you don't support the show as a patron, become a freaking patron. We will do this. If we get over 500 patrons, we will do this twice a year. We'll do one in the season opener, and we'll do one during the draft. But we gotta have more patrons.
I'm gonna ask you this for the 7th time. Have you posted the audio of the show yet?
No.
Okay. No, like, dude, Thomas, we moved it into his queue. Thomas has got his queue, his priority. It's a priority. But Andrew, when it's going to take
him weeks to doctor that up, is what you're saying.
It's that fast, man.
It's probably like, the audio is probably the quality of my bad arm. It's usable in certain circumstances.
It's going to be a challenge.
It's a challenge.
By the way,
I want to give Nikolai a shout out. The beers were delicious.
That's right.
That's right. Andrew stole all the beers.
I didn't. I gave a bunch to people. You left. I gave a bunch to others.
I got some beers.
No, I was there. I think I was there last. I think you left before I did.
Well,
and
I was
because Nikolai came up to me and talked to me and told me about the beers, and then I forgot about them. Oh shit!
Last thing on the show, I also want to thank Jerry, JLD Hot Sauces and I. Yes. He gave us.
I think he had samples that I don't have. And
people love the samples. They're all gone thanks to Jerry.
With the mustard, I don't think I have the mustard, and I wanted to try.
It was amazing. So everybody had a good time. You should have came. You should have RSVP'd. You should have got your cup. It was amazing. So Friday was amazing. Sunday was not.
Good segue.
It was a disaster. I'm walking in the dome. I see that Jay Glazer says Jameis has a broken freaking back. But I'll give him this. With Jameis, he didn't make any excuses about the broken back. And Andrew, I did appreciate the death stare that he gave the media when they asked him about his back after the game. Thomas, play that sound. It's amazing.
Feel like my back. Feel like my back. Feel like my back. Feel like my back. Feel like my back.
Well, we did some editing there. We did
some little editing, but like,
how do you know that wasn't like Jim Moore going sick?
Right.
Sick people. Sick.
Wait, I have two things to say. First of all, Ralph, you had mentioned, walking into the dome, your entrance to the dome. You texted, you seemed like you had trouble getting into the dome.
I was just mad because you people
going on.
These bougie son of a bitches are texting me
Oh,
pictures of them on the field, their seats, I'm in the line with the regular folk, and of course the dome renovations, they let you don't even they check you and they scan your ticket before you even get into the dome, and you just walk into the gates. It's actually nice. I like the way they did it.
That's what I wanted to say is I love this new setup.
It is. It's nice.
When I walk up normally, I come up I don't know anyway, but I walk through the parking garage, and so now they have the metal detectors right at the top, right on the concourse. Like, you cannot walk on the concourse until you go through security, scan your ticket, and go through the metal detectors, which means once you're on the concourse, or what, in Champion Square, do you do it before you get into Champion Square? So once you're either in Champion Square, you're on the concourse,
you're good.
You can walk into the dome at any point, wherever you want, freely, no big deal. I love this new system.
It was all downhill after that.
Oh, it was all right. Because I got there. I have allowed for a little extra time. I was shooting to get there at 11:15, thinking it might take 30 minutes to get through. And we got through like that, lickety split. It was 5 minutes. I love this new system. Whoever came up with this idea, give that guy a raise. This was way better.
Or her.
Or her. Sorry, correct. Now to go back to Jameis, I got a lot of thoughts on Jameis. Are we getting into all the thoughts on Jameis right now, or do I need to wait?
Get to it? We'll get to your boo in a minute.
No. I got thoughts on my boo. I got thoughts on Jameis. I just want to know, at what point do you want these thoughts?
Let it rip.
Give me your thoughts on Jameis.
My thoughts on Jameis are: let's go. Let's move on. I'm fucking ready. All right. I made the mistake. Last season.
Oh man, these highlights, Thomas.
Last season, and I even went back.
It only sounds good.
I even went back and listened to old podcasts. Last season, I was lukewarm about Jameis. He had some good games, and so I accepted it. But he certainly had some not so great games. And even in those good games, even when the Saints won, he wasn't blowing me away. I think this offseason,
everybody can complete a Hail Mary. So that play in particular.
Right. I think along the way this offseason, I talked myself into thinking that Jameis was the guy, and completely ignoring and forgetting about what I saw last season. And what I saw last season and what we're seeing now, and I'm gonna be fair, is just mediocrity. Jameis might win you some games, and he might lose you some games. And what I said last season, regardless of him winning games, is he's just not the guy. He is not the guy. He's not the long-term guy. I don't even know if he's the short-term guy, but he's not the long-term guy. He just the holding. No, stop. Just the holding on too long. It's frustrating to see him. I'm sitting there in my seats, and I'm sure Andrew was the same way, and I'm sure Ralph was the same way on Sunday. You're sitting there, and he drops back to pass, and we have better internal clocks in our head than Jameis has, because you sit there and you watch him live in person, Andrew, and tell me I'm wrong, because I know you feel this. You sit there, and he drops back to pass, and you're like, okay, throw it. And he's still not throwing it. There's time. You can feel it. Even you sitting there in the stands, you can feel it when he should be throwing the ball. If not to an open receiver, then just getting rid of it. And he doesn't do it, and he holds on to it for too long. And then he thinks about running, and then maybe he's going to run. But he makes that decision too late. No, stop. But then he makes that decision too late. And he pulls the ball in way too late for him to have any chance and any time to make a move. Okay? Here's what I'll say. I belong to the Ralph Malbrough school of watch what the Saints do and not what they say. No, watch what they do. And you know what I realized? I thought back about how much they wanted Deshaun Watson. Okay?
And Russell Wilson.
And Russell Wilson.
Jones.
So you're telling me this is a team that was very eager to not have Jameis as their starting quarterback. And the reason I'm saying that is I truly believe in my heart of hearts that this is a very short leash for Jameis, and I do think you will see Andy Dalton.
Oh my God!
If this continues,
Dave, you segued into my question for Kevin. Kevin, my timeline.
It is
today,
a short leash.
It was gross.
It is a short leash. If Mickey Loomis and the Saints were willing to go after Deshaun Watson and pay him all that money with all the baggage that Deshaun Watson has, if they were willing to put up with all of that just to not have to deal with Jameis, I have to think that the leash for Jameis is very short. And you can mark me down. You can put me on record right now I am all ready to move on. I am ready to move on.
Dave is more irrational about Jameis Winston than me. I thought I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs coming out of the stadium.
Ralph, I'm sorry. I thought you said irrational. I thought you said irrational there, but I know I must have misheard you because I am making all the goddamn sense in the world right now.
Kevin,
hold on, Ralph. I want Dave to keep going here.
Okay, keep going.
I want to hear what else you have to say.
You know what else I have to say is I listened to the first 5 minutes of the Blue Monday postgame show that you did earlier today. I couldn't believe that you, Andrew, you were all bright and cheery. You were looking at the bright side, and you were like, "Oh, I'm actually surprised." No, this sucked. This really sucked. It was a 3-3 game until 7 minutes into the fourth quarter, and I said right there in the stands, I'm like, you can start subpoenaing people that were next to me. I said it's the next score that wins because, like you guys said, the touchdown happens and then it's like, okay, the next team has to start playing, come back and start.
If Ingram scores there.
And I'm not going to say, okay, you know what? I almost went too far there. If you don't think that I am not going, if you think that I'm going to give Mark Ingram a pass because I love Mark Ingram, absolutely not. That was the fucking game changer. If Ingram holds on to that goddamn ball, and you know what? I'll give him credit because he had 2 hands and 2 arms around that ball. And he still somehow let it go. But if Mark Ingram holds on to that ball, the Saints win this game. If the Saints score that touchdown, absolutely, it's a different game. Brady's got to play from behind. He's got to throw the ball.
Ingram ran so good.
Our defense was great. Our defense was so good.
Ingram ran so good.
I don't know.
But
about
here's the thing,
good.
Kevin.
They were good, not so good, but they were good. No. I'll tell you what, Ralph. You ask me the question.
I got everybody fired up now. Let's go, baby.
No, I'll double back to the defense and everything else that I was going to say. I didn't get to listen to the Blue Monday show, but you go on ahead and you ask me.
We know how I feel about gingers. They don't have souls. I hate them. My timeline today was disgusting. People have ginger fever. They want Andy Dalton.
I do. I want him. And you know why I want him? You know why I want him? You know why I want him? Because, and this is what I said on the October 21st, October 6th. I don't remember 2021. It was the podcast after the Saints barely beat Seattle and Jameis played like shit. You know why I want him? Because the Saints have a great defense, and they just need a mediocre quarterback, just like they did last year. They just need a mediocre quarterback who isn't going to turn the ball over to operate the game. And Andy Dalton, I think can handle that. And Jameis, he's.
I feel like Andy Dalton.
I'm going to be nice. Jameis can have good games, okay? Jameis might come out next week, and he might have a great game. I'm not saying Jameis cannot have good games. I'm not saying Jameis isn't talented, but he's so fucking inconsistent. And I think Andy Dalton, I think the biggest knock on him was that he was so boring. He was just a boring old quarterback who just got shit done. He wasn't special. He didn't do anything crazy. And I think that's exactly what the fucking Saints need. They just need some guy to complete a few fucking passes and let the defense do the rest of the goddamn job.
Dude, Dave texted me today. Dave's like, I'm ready. I am ready for tonight. I was like, okay. I'm like, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, okay. Dave was ready.
I wanted to go this morning. I wanted to record this at 9.
Dave,
we got that Joe. Get him.
All you need is 14. All you need is 14 of 23 for like 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, some shit like that.
We needed 1 touchdown yesterday. We needed 1 fucking touchdown. We needed the 1 touchdown that we were about to get before Mark Ingram pissed the fucking game away.
I like it. I miss
How'd
Angry
you
Dave,
feel about
Andrew.
How'd you feel about 12 men on the field?
I will
No,
say
we'll
this
get
too.
to that.
I will say this, Andrew. Okay, and this will segue. We'll segue into the penalty talk because I don't know if I'm on the same page as everybody else with the penalty shit. Okay.
You can never ask me a question.
No, fuck you, Kevin. You weren't even in the intro.
Damn. All right.
I'm
Me
kidding.
and Uncle Nearest know we're not wanted here.
More like Uncle Furthest,
Dude,
right?
Andrew,
Oh,
I'm
the 12 men on the
teleported
field.
back
Yes,
to
I will say this.
2016 with Angry Dave. I like this.
Andrew said on the post-game podcast, the Blue Monday, the two big things is the Mark Ingram fumble and the 12 men on the field. That is absolutely correct. Those are the two stupid things, boneheaded things that you can control, and absolutely the two biggest game-changing things. Okay, the media ever since this game, the fight, they've been talking about the fight. They've been talking about Fournette. Honestly, that's being blown out of proportion. Like, should Marshawn Latttimore have been kicked out of the game? Absolutely not. Mike Evans should have been the only person that got kicked out of the game. Just call offsetting penalties, kick Mike Evans out, and be done with it. Okay, but I thought the Saints.
That's what should have happened. That's
yeah,
what should have happened.
exactly. And Ralph, I mean, at the intro, you were talking about the referees. I don't know. From where I sat, from what I saw, the Saints were the beneficiary of two kind of bullshit roughing the passer, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Like 2 times they got drives that got to keep going. No, that got keep going because they got calls that to hits to Jameis Winston that looked to me like they were phantom calls. I thought there were bullshit calls both ways. I don't think you can blame the refs on this one. I really don't. And to be honest with you, the Mike Evans, Marshawn Lattimoore thing, I said at the game, like kicking them both out, I think that favors the Saints. The Buccaneers were already down Godwin and Julio Jones, and now you got Mike Evans out. Those are 3 big guys, so they're only left with whoever the fuck they're going to throw it to, the Buccaneers. We still have a good defensive, we still have good defense. I thought that favored us, but it turns out it did not favor us.
Well, Kevin, no.
I got to go change my shirt. I think I sweated through this one.
You mean pants?
Kevin, I feel like when they had the fight, my first thought was I miss CD. Like CD Deuce mixed into the melee would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I think all 4 of us thought that that it's funny that CD Deuce gets traded away and now there's fists being thrown involving the Bucs. Like, the funny thing is, here we go. Like, you're seeing it right now. Like Tom Brady, making that acting like a big old piss baby, and then Fournette comes in, gives a shove. Brady says some shit. Mike Evans comes running in again. Here he comes. Yeah, bigger piss baby right here. Like Tom Brady can't do jack shit. Like, I don't know why Giselle's fucking this guy.
Not anymore, she's not.
Like whatever. Nobody is afraid of Tom Brady. Nobody. Like, great, Tom. You got handed a win by shitty referees and incompetence from the Saints. Congratulations. You're still 1-4 against the Saints in the regular season as the quarterback of the Bucs. The Saints defense has actually manhandled you for, let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16, 19 out of 20 possible quarters, the Saints defense has manhandled your raggedy ass. And, I mean, yes, Tom Brady is a hoe and a bitch. That's tremendous. But, again, if this game happens later in the year and the offense, the Saints offense even feels competent, I still like the Saints' chances in Tampa.
You want to take
Brady
that?
Does not scare me. He does not scare me. He doesn't scare anybody on that Saints defense, despite the fact that Cam Jordan might have long COVID because that motherfucker can't break past the offensive line, despite the fact that Tampa's missing how many starters on that O-line? 2?
All the
possibly
starters.
3.
They were playing their
They
third.
got one
offensive
goddamn
tackle.
sack in that entire game. The man's 45 years old. He looks like the reverse Dorian Gray. in the backfield there, and you can't put any pressure on him. The guy's lost his top 2 starting receivers, and we can't get coverage sacks out there? Come on. There's a problem there. There's a problem there.
How can we complain about the sacks and the defense when they gave up 13 points?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is
Well,
Dave
what's the
was
problem
saying,
here?
No. Dave was saying that the defense played so good. I'm saying let's hold back on the so. Let's just say they played good. They played good. They held the Bucs offense to 13 points. That's good. If you told anybody filing into the dome that day that the defense was going to hold the Bucs to 13 points offensively, everybody would have signed up for that.
Sure.
But you had piss poor offensive play, bad mistakes, and referee incompetence at terrible fucking times. And that spelled the end right there.
What was let me seriously, what was the incompetence? What was the bad call that the refs made?
Ejecting Latttimore.
Oh, okay.
Ejecting Latttimore.
Okay.
And then the phantom helmet to helmet call.
That was on both sides though. That was on that's the thing. So it's that I thought the Saints.
Yeah, but there was nothing they called on the Saints. There was nothing they called on the Saints that matched from a timing perspective and impact on the game. That helmet call on Bradley Roby, who, by the way, didn't even make the tackle on that play. He literally got flagged for missing a tackle.
Yeah,
right.
It was like a Minnesota
And
miracle
they
tackle.
scored a touchdown. What, like 2 plays later?
that's right, Thomas. It was like the Minnesota Miracle tackle,
Slightly
but a penalty.
better because he grazed him, you know.
That was on 3rd down. The tackle was made on 3rd down. It would have been 4th down. The Bucs probably would have punted there. And instead, they score 2 plays later. And that's when Jameis got all panicky with things and started like it was
right. And that was right.
Pez dispenser.
Also, this had the added fuck you, Dave benefit of the fact that my fantasy team was playing Tampa Bay's defense. So every fucking time Jameis threw a fucking interception or they fucking fumbled it, my opponent was just racking up the fucking points. Oh my God, I was out of my. I wasn't even drinking too. Thank God, I wasn't sucking down the Veuve Clicquot like Andrew.
Yeah.
I do want to thank. Wait, I do want to take a minute to thank George. I do want to take a minute to thank Jeff Duncan. Thursday night, he came out to the father's night out for my son's school, and he gave a little talk and talked for about 30 minutes and gave his insight. And he was asked about the game, and he told everybody to pound the over. He thought it was going to be a high-scoring affair, and I immediately said, I'm going with the under. If Jeff Duncan says pound the over, I'm going with the under. So I won my bet. Thank you, Jeff. So
was that Brady spiking a tablet?
You had us in the first half.
Wait, you haven't seen that yet?
I missed that. He spiked another tablet?
Yeah, he did.
Yes, we made him spike another Poor Microsoft and the Saints.
Wow.
They do not like the Saints.
The thing is, if your boo doesn't fumble, I believe what happened to Jameis in this game would have happened to Brady. Brady would have collapsed. And
I don't think it would have looked as bad, Ralph, but you said that on the Blue Monday show and I heard that and I wholeheartedly agree with you. Again, like I said, it was the next score that wins because the team that gets down, the time is running out. They're going to have to start throwing the ball. They're good, desperate. And that is 100% not the situation you fucking want Jameis Winston to be in. Okay, if there is one situation you don't want Jameis Winston to be in, it's down late in the game because
except for last week.
He's gonna get
last
desperate.
week was our one Jameis miracle for the year.
I know.
We don't want to have
say
that anymore.
By the way,
I'm glad, Dave, that you're adhering to our take it easy on the profanity request.
Yes.
No, that was
people. I was showered. It was Monday.
That was for
I
the
gotta
live
say,
show.
I am
Earmuffs
shocked.
for the kids.
I am shocked. I'm absolutely stunned that you guys. I have been way less pro Jameis than Dave and Ralph. Way less. I kind of have been consistently saying like, yeah, I hope he's good this year. Like, I think they can win with him, but like, I don't think he's the future. And
No, he's not.
I've never felt that way, and I just anyway, like they're 1-1. Like you guys are
Stop
going.
with this. I don't want to hear the stop with the
scorched
positivity.
earth. Get to the-
No, stop
Like
with
you're
the
ready for
positivity
Andy
shit.
Dalton.
Stop
You're
with
ready
it.
to burn it to the ground. You're complaining about the
Shut
pass
up.
rush.
No.
We win next week at Carolina. They're 2-1. We're right back on schedule.
And what if we lose? And what if we lose?
That's
this is some
different.
Jim. That's some Jim Haslett bullshit.
That's different.
That's some Jim Haslett bullshit.
Thank you,
right
Kevin.
there. That's the
Thank
oh
you,
man,
Kevin.
man.
What's
oh,
that,
I
Kevin?
go home.
The
Do I
Saints
stop
only
watching
lost.
the games? Is
The
it
Saints
over?
only lost. I mean, the Saints only lost by 10, despite despite
Should I
Winston
cancel my
throwing 3
DirecTV
picks,
subscription?
you
Should I
know.
stop watching, Kevin? Should I
I'm
just
not
give
telling
up
you to
now?
stop watching.
But it's
I'm
some
not telling you
Haslett.
to stop watching.
It's the classic Haslett. If you take out the 4 plays where they ran for 150 yards, our run defense is fine.
No, that's
That's
bullshit.
another thing.
It was,
Honestly,
it was
young
3-3 with 7 minutes left.
20-something Dave.
The
Reggie,
game
Reggie,
was right there for the taking.
Pierre,
yeah,
Pierre,
and we
They
biffed
had
it.
it.
Pierre Thomas would have been yelling at the sun that the Saints should have been running Mark Ingram more. Like how that was working. Why didn't they do that more?
Well, he's fumbled twice in 2 weeks, so
All right, fuck you.
it was a wrap, Dave. To that. But here's the one thing about Mark Ingram, though, I'll say this.
It wasn't just Mark Ingram that was running.
They got to keep running him. He's running too good. You got to give him
Jr.,
he gets
Dwayne
3
Washington.
strikes.
Anybody that was
They all look
toting the
good.
rock was doing well.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But this isn't Sean
that
Payton's not here
surprised me.
anymore. The questioning Sean Payton play calling, you know, the Sean Payton itchiness to always pass over the run. He's gone now, so we don't, you know, that's not like our trigger reaction now.
We were.
We don't have that to fall back on.
We were
We didn't
aggressive about being vertical.
I don't think we
Dennis
didn't
Allen
use
even said
Taysom.
that.
We
Yeah.
didn't use Taysom nearly enough. The guy had 3 rushes. He didn't even get son of a bitch. I swear to God, I fucking hate autoplay on ESPN. God damn it. Knock that shit off.
But that's a good point about Taysom.
He didn't
though,
even
Kevin.
get, to my knowledge, he didn't even get 1 catch. He didn't even get 1 ball thrown his way.
No. I mean,
We paid Taysom Hill a lot of money for 4 carries.
Taysom Hill as a tight end is a joke. Like that's laughable. Like he's not a tight end. He
Use
is
him
not
as a
a
Swiss
tight end.
Army knife.
Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing. Like teams, Tampa has figured out Taysom power. Andrew,
I think
like the Saints,
I think most of the NFL has figured out.
run some wrinkles. Like here's the thing. Let Taysom throw. I know people laugh about his arm punts, but I trust him not to turn the ball over. Like do some wrinkles, do some fun stuff off of Taysom power. I think.
Let him throw. Let him catch. Let him actually play tight end. Because right now, whenever they put him out there, you know he goes back behind center, and it's a run. Every time you know it's a run. They put him out there, and then all of a sudden, and Jameis is behind center, and then they motion out of that pre-snap, and they put Taysom behind him. Behind center, and it's just a direct snap to Taysom. Like every time Taysom's in there, it's a fucking run.
I got a take that's gonna melt steel. If Taysom would have been the quarterback yesterday, they'd have won. They'd have won.
That's probably true. I hate it.
won.
I hate
I
that. That's
agree.
probably true. I know.
I kind
That's-
of
no,
agree.
I
oh my
hate it.
God.
I hate
Oh
it,
my
but
God.
it's true.
Yeah, you did. You just that just took down the Twin
So,
Towers.
Dave, I do want to ask, going back to your Jameis
That's
rant.
the worst joke I've ever heard.
I mean, you didn't even bring up the 4 fractured vertebrae in his back. So you give him no pass for that
Wait,
whatsoever.
I did want to talk about what the hell is
Get
up
to
with
that.
that. Have we ever heard about any of this until 5 minutes before kickoff yesterday?
No.
Is that
Yeah,
news
well,
to you? Because that was news to me. That was really shocking news that Jameis Winston is dealing with a back injury. Did I miss something, or was that a shock to the world like everybody else?
He was limited
Not
all
me.
week with a back. He was limited in practice all week with a back.
I
There's
didn't know
limited
anything
with a
about
back,
that.
and there's 4 broken.
All you
vertebrae.
had to do was look at the injury report.
I'm not a doctor. Is his
No,
back
I
like
Did they
don't-
my
say
do that.
broken
liver?
vertebrae?
Is his back like my liver? Once it's broken, you can't break it anymore. Is that how
Right?
it
No.
works?
No. But did they say? I know they said missed practice with a back injury. I mean, fuck. They say Tom Brady misses practice with a litany
every-
of things. And they
every
trot
Wednesday.
that old
Every
motherfucker out
Wednesday.
every goddamn Sunday anyway.
But you
They
saw him
never
limping at the
specify
end
what
of the
things
Falcons
are.
game. He went in the tent. You saw him limping, and then after the game, he's like, "I'm in so much pain." And the girl goes, "Where's the pain, Jameis?" And he's like, "Everywhere. Pain is everywhere."
Right. And
He was
we
just trying to
thought
touch him.
And we just thought it was, the guy's just like dinged up from a rough day at the office.
No.
Okay, he's hurting. Ha ha ha. That's our Jameis.
I
Womp,
honestly-
womp, womp. And then he comes back, and then I get it. We get the whole did not practice back injury, and then 10 minutes before game, old Jay Glazer comes out with hey, he's got fractured vertebrae in his back. I'm sorry, what?
His dick fell off.
Here's what I'll say about this. I never even put two and two together regarding the injury from last game going into the tent and this. Here's what I'll say about this. Look, somebody is going to get the blame from me for this loss. And so if it's not going to be Jameis, if we're going to let Jameis off the hook for being in pain and having a back injury, then that means the blame is going to go on the coaches because they were the ones who let him play and let him do that. Okay. Somebody is catching the blame for this loss. The Saints lost. They played shitty. They screwed this up. And so somebody is going to catch blame. And so if you're not going to blame Jameis, I'm going to blame the coaches. Second to that is Jameis Winston is not Drew Brees. Okay. I want everybody to, listen up here. Jameis Winston is not. Okay, exactly. Thank you for making my point. And my point is that if Drew Brees is kind of injured, he can go out there and still play through an injury because he's so good that even not good Drew is pretty freaking good. Okay? Jameis has to be on top of his game to impress me. Jameis has to play very good to be a very good quarterback. So if you're going to send Jameis out there
to be very good.
Yes. So if you're going to send Jameis out there, who's on his best day, a very good quarterback, if you're going to send him out there with an injury, then that means he's only going to be meh. He's going to be, whatever.
If he'd have been meh yesterday, they'd have won.
Okay, then he was worse than that. And so at that point, you telling me that less than meh Jameis Winston is better than Andy Dalton? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Miss me with that shit.
I'll go out there further. So Jameis
either Dennis Allen is taking the bullet for this or Jameis Winston is for this. And I know damn well one isn't going to allow. So I guess it's going to be Dennis Allen that's going to take the bullet.
Right. So here's the thing. It's one of two things. So it's all right. He had 4 busted vertebrae, and then he goes out there.
Vertebrae, that's your fucking spine. You need that shit to walk.
So he goes out there with his 4 fucked up vertebrae, and he's trying to throw the deep ball to Chris Olave, who, by the way, I didn't even realize actually caught 5 passes and was the leading receiver for the Saints yesterday.
Because he missed 11 of them. Do we have that? I asked Thomas to put this video package together. This would be a great, here we go. Let's put it together. Perfect timing. Here's a whole series of detail. Oh, this isn't it. Oh, come on. Damn it. You
This
suck.
is all the
replaying the
Jameis,
game footage.
Highlights.
No, I wanted you to put together. I sent Thomas a whole
Olave
list
broke
of all of the
the
detail. Olave.
brains
I had everybody
yesterday.
cracking up. I had everybody in section 140 cracking up when I was like, "Throw deep to Olave again." Like it was a fucking joke. It was a fucking joke. He was
was a meme.
forcing the shit out of a deep pass to Olave. It was ridiculous.
When's the open mic you're going to, Dave?
Jesus.
Olave
You're
set
cracking
the record
everybody
for
up
this.
tonight.
All right,
Hey,
Dave.
listen.
Dave, put yourself in timeout. Go in the corner for a little bit.
So yeah, just sit the next few plays out. Oh, here comes the wife to warn him.
Yeah.
Here comes
Here
the
comes
wife.
Aaron.
Thank you,
Warning.
Aaron.
Dave, can you calm down? Can you be quiet?
We have young children with impressionable minds. Stop
Wait,
with the fucking cursing.
Aaron.
So, Jameis, man.
Ralph, shut up.
Yeah, take a shower. sober up.
You're not getting
Have some decency.
wedding.
It's cutting out. Whatever he's set up, it's cutting out. I can only hear every third word. It
No,
does
you
sound disappointed.
You
Whatever
suck
it
though. You suck though, Ralph.
No pussy for you
Okay.
tonight, Dave.
is. No.
That's my wife.
Jeez.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, he's married, of course. So here's the deal.
This needs to be a rated R podcast, man.
It's either he's got
always rated
the
R,
four.
Juge.
It's either he's got the
We're
four.
sending this to the principal of that school you work for.
Yeah, thanks.
It's either he's got the 4 messed up vertebrae, and he shouldn't be out there trying to throw bombs and Hail Marys all the time and trying to overthrow and overextend himself. It's either that, and in which case you'd pull him anyway because he's a wounded horse, and you can't put him out there. Or 2, the coaches should have known better and not put him out there anyway. Either way, Jameis probably shouldn't be out there. If he's got four messed up vertebrae and it's causing him to play like this, then for his own benefit, you have to pull him. He's a competitor. He's obviously not going to run up and say, yeah, pull me. No pro athlete really ever does that. So as the coach, as the guy in charge, you have to step up and prevent your players from hurting themselves. And all the advocare in the world ain't going to help out here.
Well, that's a good question, Andrew, in that Dennis Allen, his press conferences, he needs to move the press conference on Monday. He needs to move it up to benefit our podcast. He does it too late in the day, and I couldn't get the sound, Thomas to cut the sound. But interesting thing that Dennis Allen said in the press conference was offensive line blocking, we were happy with it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, because you gave up 6 freaking sacks, and you were saying the offensive line blocked pretty well. So my question to you, Andrew, Mr. Tape Watcher, how does that affect Jameis, and what are the Saints going to try to do? Because Jameis is on pace to take 85 sacks, and he's already got a broken back. We're 2 weeks in. Like this, it's not sustainable. So, what are they going to do
Ralph,
to not have 5 sacks a week?
When you give up 6 sacks and your coach is saying, your coaching staff is saying that the offensive line is playing well, where does that leave you?
But I mean, what does it look like?
Pretty obvious, right?
I get that it's Jameis, but like, what is it? You either, I want to get Sean Payton. You're either coaching it or allowing it to happen. So what's the fix?
Oh, you're muted, Dave.
So this is where, please keep yourself muted. I think this is where, if I were to be out on Jameis, that would be it. If he's got the back thing going on, the picks at the end of the game where he's just trying to make something happen, I can live with that, because at that point you got to take risks. If he's injured and that affected his performance, fine. He tried to. I commend him for trying to play hurt. So I hear Dave on the Dennis side. I think it's a fine line, and sometimes it's hard to know exactly how a guy's going to do. Should Michael Jordan have played with the flu in the NBA championship game? In hindsight, yes, he should have, but most people would tell you shouldn't play with the flu. So, what I mean? You don't. I'm not saying that Jameis is MJ, obviously, but I'm just saying, a lot of times you don't know until you're on the other side of the performance how it's going to go with that ailment. And he could throw the ball. We saw him fling the ball, so we knew he could do it. And it's a fine line, man. He plays great, and he's a warrior, and he's a leader. And he went out there and he did it with 4 and it's the stuff of legends, right? He's already seeing the articles of Jameis Winston beats his old team with 4 broken vertebrae, and just that's one side of it. And if Mark Ingram doesn't fumble, maybe he gets that headline, right? And the other side of it is 4 broken vertebrae and he's terrible, or he shouldn't have played. So it's a fine line. And I just think at the end of the day, to me, I don't blame him for playing. I don't blame him for trying. And the one thing where I'm kind of out on Jameis Winston, and I think they can win games with him. I think that he can bounce back from this performance.
Not 9 games, though.
I think he can bounce back from this performance, maybe get this team in the playoffs. But I don't believe Jameis Winston, his drops are too deep. He doesn't climb the pocket that well. there's clearly a miscommunication up front with pre-snap ID, whether that's on McCoy or him or both. Like, clearly there's problems there, and clearly the Saints believe that most of the sacks that are happening are on the quarterback. And now I'll tell you something. When I was at the Atlanta game, I was in the first section. So when I watched that game, it was like field level. I was in the middle section for the Saints game, and it was different because I was able to see the play kind of develop more from where I was sitting compared to the Falcons game. And I saw receivers open. Those throws were there. They could have been made, and he wasn't pulling the trigger. And so to me, like,
thank you.
Is that a back issue, or is that a processing issue? And I just think at the end of the day, when I watch Jameis, there is too much of a processing deficiency to where I believe he can win games. He's probably the best quarterback on the roster, and we should roll with him this year. But I do not believe in a long-term investment in him makes sense.
Good. Okay. We're on the same page there, Jameis, not long-term. And again, I think like Ralph has always said, actions
that has nothing to do with his back, right?
Correct.
Well, once you play, I don't want to hear about the back. Well, once Jameis said I'm playing, I don't want to hear about the back.
Yeah, right.
You made the decision to go.
Right.
We're not playing T-ball. You don't get everybody doesn't get a snack for trying hard.
So I'm glad we're on the same page as far as long-term plans here. And obviously, like I said, Ralph always says actions speak louder than words. The fact that they went after Deshaun, Russell Wilson. Obviously, the Saints do not think that Jameis is the long-term plan. I don't think there's any doubt in anybody. I don't think you can argue that. You had mentioned, okay, his back was hurt. They let him go. That's fine. This game's over. It's done.
On to Carolina.
Okay, that's my question. Is his back is still injured? Correct me if I'm wrong. We'll get sexy. I'm going to call him sexy Dr.
He is
Thomas
a sexy son of a bitch.
Yeah. Not what I thought.
Good head of hair.
He's got it.
Good head of hair.
Hey, look, if anybody should be complimenting Dr. Thomas on his fucking head of hair, it's me. All right. And I will also agree it's a good head of hair. But I mean, I would think a 4 vertebrae injury, that's not a 1 week short-term thing. This is a long-term thing. So we're now moving, like you said, Andrew, we're moving on to Carolina. Are we going to continue to play a wounded seal here? Or are we going, what's the deal? And I agree with you. Again, I just want to make myself clear. Like, I do think, like, Jameis can win some games. But no, I don't know if Jameis can get us to the playoffs. But
here's the thing:
8-9 wins, yes.
Here's the thing: I asked people.
Well, he
was 5
yesterday. He was 5-2 last year before he got hurt.
And a lot of that was because of the defense.
Well, here's the thing: I asked yesterday on Twitter, as I said, "Hey, name me a quarterback in the last 40 years that had this injury and still had a really good year, because Jameis's career is in the balance now."
Romo.
So I'm like, name me a quarterback that had 4 broken vertebrae and had a good year.
Tony Romo.
The name is Tony Romo. In 2014, they're like, haha, Dallas went 12-4.
Matt Stafford had that injury also.
But I said to him, look, Tony Romo, the year he had the injury that Jameis had, yes, Cowboys went 12-3 with him as starter. Yes, he had a really good year. But you know what? They also had the best offensive line in football. They were number 2 in rushing attempts, number 3 in yards, and Romo threw 100 less passes than he did the year before.
You know what? This is you're just what you're doing now is you're feeding Jameis one of one reasons why the shitty season that Jameis is going to have this year is not his fault, and it's everybody else.
Well, no, it's not like listen. The Jameis people, it's never
passing
Jameis.
the blame.
Like, right. I'm over it. I'm over it with the Jameis people. I want Jameis to succeed. Jameis, if they would win,
we all want Jameis to succeed.
But I mean, here's the thing: like, he was really, really, really bad yesterday, and
terrible.
But my question is,
he's this: making throws beyond the line of scrimmage that everybody knows he can't throw because he's beyond the line of scrimmage.
Here's my question,
what was weird though. Hold on, you know what was weird is that first drive was really good.
It was so
And
good.
They
Mostly
were running
because
the
they
ball.
ran it a lot.
Well, but he was checking down. I don't know if you remember this, Dave, but he was
Yeah.
checking it down to Ingram and Tony Jones Jr. And I just remember thinking like that drive was so good, and Jameis was being patient, and when nothing was there, he was taking 5 yards, and they never went back to that. Like it just became this like, let's keep going after Olave deep. Now some of those throws were there to be made, and he was open and he was missed. So I don't know that I can blame Pete Carmichael because the freaking play was there to be made. But at no point did they just go back to just being methodical and taking the short stuff, because like that's what they did on the first drive, and it was really effective.
That's my point, and that's why I am kind of gung ho on seeing Andy Dalton, because they can do okay with a Mr. Checkdown. Like Mr. Checkdown is not terrible. And this offense can use him. You can check down to Kamara. You can check down to
you want to go back to the years of broken Drew Brees.
Yes, that was honestly with this defense, I think we'd be okay.
Saints fans hated that era. A lot of Saints fans were lamenting how
is that
boring
2018? Is that is broken? Does that include 2018? Does it
Saints
include
offense was top 10, baby?
Does it
every
include
year
2018 when they were one shitty call away from the Super Bowl? Because yes, sign me up for that.
Well, this is my question.
Again, 15 of 24, a $190, 200 passing yards.
That's Jameis.
No picks. One touchdown or two touchdowns, one pick, whatever.
That's Andy Dalton on a good day.
If the defense plays top 12 or better, all you need is a quarterback who is just not going to fuck up.
Here's my question. And
wait. I have one other thing. Everybody was talking about Devin White or whoever who made the comment about Jameis and the
I want to
interview.
dance on his grave so bad.
No.
I've never hated an LSU player more in my life.
I think he's got a point, I think you have to sit. I think you have to sit back and you have to listen. Look, this guy's on the opposing team. They've been watching film for a week. If they knew that Jameis, this must have been a running joke in Tampa Bay's locker room for the last week. They were like, "Yeah, Jameis is going to give it up." There's some truth to what he's saying. Whether
it's true, I don't have to like it.
Okay, fine. You don't like it. You may not like it. You may not like when he said it. He could have said it not on television with a microphone in front of him. But either way, he said it, and you have to acknowledge that there's some truth to this.
Thank you, Budrich. Budrich said Andy Dalton is ginger beer Kirk Cousins. Thank you, Budrich.
Oh, Budrich. Budrich somehow seems to think that that's an insult. I would freaking die to have Kirk Cousins as our quarterback right now. I would die. If we had Kirk Cousins, we would be a 13-4 playoff team. Kirk Cousins would easily.
Andy Dalton is not Kirk Cousins.
Let's not say things we can't take back now.
Andy Dalton. Hold up. The idea of Andy Dalton is better than the reality of Andy Dalton. I promise.
You want to argue whether they're imbibing, but you need to slow your roll on that. Aaron needs to come in here and stop.
No. I'm drinking. But we can argue whether Kirk Cousins could be comparable to Andy Dalton. That I don't know about.
But 7 years ago, maybe.
But if Kirk Cousins was on this team, I think we would be in very good shape. That's Kirk Cousins gets shit on. That's BS. Kirk Cousins has a bad rap because he doesn't do well in prime time,
playoffs.
Fine. Okay.
Speaking of Kirk Cousins not doing well in primetime, he's currently losing 24-7 to the Eagles, and his statistics are 23 of 41, 3 interceptions, and a 46.3 quarterback rating.
You say the Eagles like it's insulting. Like the Eagles, I think this is going to be a good year for the Eagles.
Well, here's my question.
Getting his shit beat in 24-7 by the Eagles.
Here's my question. Then we're gonna get out of it. We've got to get to the hot take of the week and other things.
Did we have hotline? I
want everybody to answer.
Did anybody call the hotline?
Yeah, we got the hotline.
Oh,
the hotline.
All right.
Who? It's the hotline is smoking.
I forgot to.
Here's the question. I want everybody to answer. How many more bad weeks can Jameis have before
one?
Ginger fever overtakes the Saints building. Not Saints Twitter, not this podcast. How many more bad weeks can Jameis have before ginger fever overtakes the Saints building? You're saying 1 week, Dave?
One. I'll hang up and listen.
When
Kevin,
you
how
say
many
bad
more-
week, do you mean just as like the same level that he just played?
You can do it however you want to. You can decide however you want. Where's the leash on Jameis?
I'm
This is-
deferring my answer.
This is a tough one for me because if he doesn't play that great, but they win 16-13, like let's say he has a bad game, but they win, I think Dennis
It
Allen will
buys
be
him
like,
another week.
buys him another week. Yep.
Yeah.
I think if he plays like trash and they lose on the road to Carolina and he throws 3 more picks and they lose 24-7, he's done. So I think Dave may be right. If he's that bad and they get their teeth kicked in, then it might be one more game.
They get their teeth. If they get their teeth kicked in by Matt Rule, my God, I don't even want to think about this podcast. So it's time for this week's hottest take of the week on the hotline, sponsored by JLD Hot Sauces and Knives. If you want award-winning hot sauces like Boot Jolica or Reaper Madness Special Reserve, go to www.jldsharpsauce.com. They have incredible jellies such as palm and pepper, which we handed out at the show. All the samples, they're amazing. They also have incredible selection of handmade knives for cooking, hunting, and your outdoor needs. Check out the Zombie quartering cleaver. Tell me it's not the best damn quartering cleaver you ever saw in your entire life. Jerry Embler is a tremendous supporter of Saints Happy Hour, so we are asking you to support the people who support Hour. So go to www.jldsharpsauce.com to get the best hot sauces and knives at the best prices anywhere. Use promo code Saints Happy Hour, get 10% off. That's www.jldsharpsauce.com. Use code Saints Happy Hour. This week's
being honest, I've only seen one quartering cleaver.
Yeah. This week's hot take, the NFL officiating is trash. We know this. The hotline wasn't celebrating this week. It was therapy and referee hate. Thomas, hit the hotline. It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour hotline.
I'm so sick of this shit. Like, why even watch these fucking games? It just comes out a bunch of shitty penalties. Just a bunch of bullshit, shitty fucking penalty calls. There's a touchdown by the Buccaneers after the shit fucking penalties.
I'll touch anything that moves!
What a beautiful drive by the officials. I mean, way to go. Eat a fucking dick, refs. Holy shit.
The league's getting what they want. Golden Boy Brady, he's getting all the refs on his side. He's getting his win that he wants. Piece of shit. I'm not even, I can't even express how annoyed I am with these bullshit calls. The Shy Tuttle hold. What the hell was that? No comment. I'm so over this. This league is bullshit. Honestly, since 2018, it's been discredited. So I'm just done. I'm going to keep watching for the sake of I love this team, but this is bullshit. Keep up the great work, guys. Love your show.
All right. Forgetting the fact that the fucking referees are the only reason why Tampa Bay and the fucking Tom Brady got a touchdown on us. Forgetting that for a minute, where the fuck is our offense? We have nothing going on today. It's been complete horseshit. Jameis throwing two fucking interceptions. They're getting nowhere. It's just been atrocious. I feel like we were fucking lied to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point other than drink.
Refs should have just worn a Bucs jersey. Because clearly that's the only team they care to see win. False starts. These are all bullshit. Sorry, try not to cuss on your show. This is crap. Honestly, this is ridiculous. Lattimoore getting ejected to begin with when he didn't even start the fight, and Mike Evans is the one who blindsided him. Bullshit. Love you guys. Great show.
You know, it's hard to find a silver lining in this one, but at the end of the day, Mike Evans is still Lattimore's bitch. Who dat?
The hotline was angry this week. It was smoking hot, though, Dave.
Yeah,
I told you.
again,
People were hot.
The rating is officially changed to X. For
X.
this show.
Mature.
Again, I was surprised that there was that much referee hate. I mean, being in the dome.
What game were you watching?
Again,
are you kidding me with that?
No, I'm not. Andrew, you and Ralph were both at the game.
These refs
fans were
have
not,
naked
fans
pictures of Tom Brady in their back pocket that they pull out and look at sometimes. I saw them do it.
Look, I know I know people are upset about the eviction. The kicking out Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimoore, the whole fight thing.
You're so dismissive of that. Lattimore's one of the best defenders on the team. They scored the minute he was gone from the game.
Again, there were some bullshit calls that were made against the Buccaneers in our.
Okay, I'm glad we finally agree.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was terrible all around. I really did.
Let's talk about the Michael Thomas push-off. They mug him all game, including multiple times hitting him before the ball gets there. And the one time, they're kind of both getting a little handsy with each other.
Right.
Then he extends his hand. OPI. Are you freaking kidding me?
Now I didn't.
They were letting they were letting them play in the
Okay, now
secondary.
you rewatch the game, so you've
Kevin.
and
Dave being
hold on.
sensible about the officiating is freaking me out.
No,
It's
I mean
freaking
Andrew, you rewatch the game, so like all this on the TV, like being there live. Like, I mean, I don't see all of this going on with Michael Thomas and all that. Like, I don't know, I didn't see that, but I did want to say, are we all breathing a sigh of relief? This is how I was feeling. I don't know about you guys, but I breathed a sigh of relief when Michael Thomas got his touchdown because I was worried, oh shit, we've got a team that's falling apart here. We're going to have a receiver who's not getting his a diva receiver who's not getting his yards and touchdowns, who's going to make this much worse now because he's going to be bitching and moaning.
He should make it worse. He should be the center point. They should they should feed him the ball more.
Okay, maybe. But I'm glad he got his touchdown because I was like, okay, maybe he'll be happy now. He's got his fantasy points and his stats, so maybe he's not going to.
He needs the
blow
ball
up
more.
the locker room. But did that thought ever cross y'all's minds?
No, he should complain. They need to get him the ball more.
All right. Well, anyway, you were going to ask Kevin about Michael Thomas.
Has been a model citizen so far this year. I've been.
No, I was just going to say it's
pleased by his interviews.
Kevin, this whole show is freaking me out. I got 2016 angry Dave back, and then he turns into rational, calm Dave talking about the officiating.
He's not being rational. He's not.
Come on, Kevin, give it to me. Give it to me, Kevin. Come on.
I was in the stadium.
Come on.
I was in the stadium. I have nice seats. I run a t-shirt empire. I have a nice house. I drive a Dodge Stratus. Blah, blah, blah. My name's Dave. I wear a hat. I'm in a toy closet. He. Like, dude, Ralph and Andrew were still in the stadium too, along with 65,000 other people, and they all were baying for the referee's blood. Everybody is giving the old Emperor comes down, and here comes Dave off to the side. Oh no, Emperor! Please don't kill the referees. They're just doing their jobs. They also called plays against the Buccaneers.
I was at the game. There was no.
Wait, you were at the game? Did you have nice seats?
At the game. Okay. I don't know. Ralph and Andrew may be lying. But like I was at the game. Like there were no maybe immediately after.
What do you mean? I might be like you took a picture of me there.
No.
I need Downton Abbey, Kevin, more. I need a whole show of Downton Abbey.
I have been to every.
He was in a fugue state.
Hold on. I have been to almost every freaking Saints home game that has ever been played in that Superdome since 2004, okay? I know when the fans are pissed at the refs, okay? There was that Minnesota game. I remember that. This was not one of the games where I would say the fans were totally irate about the refs. Maybe they made one bad call fans booed or whatever. But when the fans are mad about the refs, they yell, they boo every time the ref turns on his mic. There was no overwhelming sentiment of. There was no
everyone in my section was
people were not throwing. That
Everyone in
people
my
were
section
throwing.
was losing their freaking minds.
No, because
Maybe
they were
I'm not in the
drunk on
bougie
Veuve
section.
Clicquot. Yeah, maybe because we were a little more sober where we were. I don't know. Up in the 600 level, and then the Veuve Clicquot sponsored section, y'all might be a little too tipsy.
Newsy Kevin, what do you
No,
say?
That's Irish Kevin.
Newsboy
But I'm
Kevin.
saying, somebody
Or
back me up here. But
train engineer.
it was not like
No one's gonna back you up on this. Did you
No
listen
one.
to the
Hold on.
hotline? The hotline was all referee talk.
The hotline is
The entire hotline was the refs.
The hotline is
none
never
of those.
wrong.
None of those people
By the
were
way.
none of those people were in the stadium.
Sponsored by JLT's Hot Sauce.
None of those people were in the
nice.
stadium. Don't
JLD
tell me that
Social
there was
Club.
overwhelming booing for this.
Oh my
This was not. This it wasn't. It was not. It was not overwhelming booing.
Disagree.
Yeah, Doc, he says.
Dave,
he
you
wishes
gotta
he'd
get
spilled
yourself
the bacon
under
on
control,
Dave
man.
instead of me at the live show. Thank you, Doc.
You gotta get yourself under control. Gotta listen to the wife there. And just calm down.
Y'all are gonna make me.
You're turning into the fucking Larry Mullen of this group, man.
I'm gonna be.
Say hi to the
divorced.
couch, Dave.
I'm gonna be divorced by the end of this podcast. No, like I'm
There was
sorry.
a lot of booing.
I'm sorry. I've been to games where like the refereeing was so much worse,
All right.
and fans like totally let them have it. They throw shit on the field. Like this was not that. This was not that. This is nothing about this refereeing officiating was egregious.
Thomas, go in the archives. Mark this. This is Dave's worst take he's ever had. I've had horrible takes.
Check the fucking timestamp, Tomas.
Somebody else who's been to a Saints game or two is going to back me up on
Hey,
this.
Tomas,
Right.
check the timestamp on
You guys, you know what? Honestly, screw you because you're doing a disservice to our fans and our listeners. You are gaslighting them. You are gaslighting these people into thinking that the fans in attendance were irate about
They were
all
going
of
to
the
murder
calls.
officials.
Yeah,
You're just
oh my God.
you were just waiting for an excuse to use the term gaslighter.
No.
And I will say, Dave, I mean I disagree with you completely on this one, and I don't think you're gonna get many people backing you up.
All right.
This is a worse take of yours, Dave, than the Hail Mary stuff. It
is. It's worse than his Hail Mary take, and his Hail Mary take is Hall of Fame.
And I actually re-listened to the Hail Mary take because I was listening to old podcasts, seeing if I can find any negative things I said about Jameis to reference today. But
how many Hail Marys have you seen so far this season? By the way, Dave, how many?
I know there were like 2 this last week, but I didn't actually see. 0
Arizona
is the answer to your
some
question.
Wild stuff. I can't believe that take is an atrocity. If we had a penalty box, I would have your wife put you in it. Again.
All right.
If there was
Bromhead just put this in the chat. This is really funny. The officiating was so bad, the Saints won a challenge. Well played. Well played. It's true.
The bougie fan, Biloxi Blue says the bougie fans don't complain about the refs. It's just Dave's.
So Dave's taking the bougie off back under control.
Yeah, it's just he's taking the bougie belt. He's taking it back.
I don't know about that.
Thomas, play the music. We got to get to finger guns and questions from the people.
On Lutz and Gilligan.
I don't know if I want Blake Gillikin's
He was pretty terrible.
vocals on this song after that performance.
It was pretty bad. All right, Thomas, what you got for us?
Okay, first question from Saints Rabbit. He asks, is it too early to be questioning Carmichael as a play caller with Sean Payton gone?
Yeah, I don't know if this is play calling. This seems like execution to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's play calling.
I mean, he can't hit bombs to wide open Chris Olave. He can't make Ingram not fumble.
I can't believe you didn't put that low light package together.
Yeah.
You suck.
I think you know what I think needs to happen.
Suck, Thomas.
I think I need to trade Chris
Everyone
Olave
has a
off
hard
my
time
Saints
listening
Happy
to
Hour
Dave.
fantasy team. Get the Marlboro stink off of Chris Olave.
You have
maybe
Chris
Winston
Olave?
too.
Oh, trade them immediately.
Oh, that's
I am.
why. Never mind. That explains.
Oh, I'm open for business.
That's what she
All's
said.
forgiven,
on the dollar.
Jameis. We know why you're failing now.
Yeah. Should I? Hey, if I liked gingers, I would start Jameis this week, and just that would be the kiss of death. His Saints career would be over.
Next question.
Okay, next question from Christmas. He asks, should the Saints trade for Tom Brady to watch Goodell's head explode, trying to give Brady every call while screwing the Saints at every opportunity?
I don't know. Like, the Saints were like really, really close to having Brady. Like, if Drew would have retired, I'm 100% convinced like Brady would have been the Saints quarterback.
That would have been really weird for refs. They would have been so conflicted about giving Tom Brady every call, but screwing Sean Payton over every chance they had.
Would have been weird.
Like, they would have been like, "What do we do?" It would have been like, basically every play would have been, penalties, the offsetting penalties, every play.
Right. No, I think that would have been the one thing that probably would have turned refs over to our side, and maybe we would have.
It would have destroyed the time-space continuum. Is what
I think in that situation, I think if it's Brady over Saints, I think Brady supersedes Saints, so I think they would have gone with Brady. I want to say this: the guy's 45. Everything I saw him play yesterday, and I agree with everything I've heard up to this point. A lot of guys went to training camp, and everybody says like he's throwing the ball better than he ever was. So, like, are we testing him?
Yeah.
Is he getting tested? I'm being dead serious. Like, this has to be discussed. Like, the man is 45 freaking years old, and you're telling me that he's throwing the ball better than he's ever. You're telling me that a 6-time world Super Bowl champion is throwing the ball better than he's ever thrown it at 45 years old? Are we testing him? Because I hear that.
We already know he's cheated with footballs. We already know he's cheated with PSI in the ball.
Dave, are we testing you because you said this guy would be okay to start and would get the Saints to 12 wins? This guy.
I believe he said 13.
13 wins.
17
games.
This
guy.
13-4. 13-4 with Kirk Cousins. And unfortunately, you have no way to test this, and you have no way to prove this. But we do have the ability to drug test athletes. We got Albert Pujols out here hitting almost 700 home runs, and everybody wants to know whether he's drugged up because he's 40. Well, we don't know how old Albert Pujols is. He could be 50, he could be 45. We don't know. But come on, like what something's rotten in Denmark here. That's what I'm saying.
That touchdown throw, a 45-year-old person should not be making that throw. Just saying.
Next question.
Also, he looks like Skeletor from He-Man.
He does.
Jesus. Okay, next question. From Jamie Hudat. Jamie Hudat asks, if Winston doesn't get horse-colored last year, do we still win 9-0, or do we lose 21-9 because he throws a bunch of picks?
That's a good
question.
I win.
I think they win, but I don't think they win
16-7.
Yeah, it's a butterfly effect. I mean, it's like it's never going to be. The future won't necessarily be exactly the same, but it could still be, in general, the same. But no, I don't think they do.
I don't know. I mean,
just like I don't think the Saints continue to suck once they switch to Andy Dalton.
Oh my God. Your referee takes and your Andy Dalton, it's the Voltron of terrible stuff.
I'm annoyed because you know what? Because I'm really annoyed because honestly, this was the take I wanted to have last year, and I felt like I was bullied into having to be a Jameis fan because they kept winning. Because they kept winning with Jameis. They won the games like the Seattle game where Jameis played like shit, but the defense bailed him out and they were winning games. And I felt like I couldn't say bad things about Jameis because the Saints were winning. And you know what? I'm done. I was right back then, and I should have stuck to my guns.
Oh my goodness!
I'm serious, and I should have stuck to my guns the whole time because water eventually finds its level, and I just again. Best case scenario, Jameis Winston is an average quarterback, and he wins 7 to 9 games.
Problem is, Jameis doesn't do average. He's either throwing for 4 tutties or 4 picks.
It's really rich to hear Dave.
No, he is doing average because
we bullied Dave. I didn't realize we were.
It's really rich to hear Dave say he was bullied.
Yeah, by a cripple. That's pretty That's pretty sad. I mean,
Oh, the irony.
it is.
I don't
Next
mean
question.
you. I just mean Who Dat Nation in general.
Iron.
Thomas, what you
Last-
got for us?
Last question of the show belongs to Bulky, and he asks, why do we continue to allow Ralph to go to Saints games when he hasn't seen a win in person since the 1987 strike season?
That is correct. My losing streak is at. I haven't seen the Saints win since the opener in 2019. It's at like 5 or 6. It's bad. And the losses are horrific.
Oh, Dad, if you're listening, move the Smoke Monday T-shirt. Move it.
The losses are horrific. We had yesterday. We had the Giants in Atlanta last year. San Francisco, I think 2019. Like the losses are bad. Like
What
they
was
aren't,
it
like,
before 2019?
what's
How
that?
many losses in a row before 2019?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, before 2019, I was going to 5-6 games a year. So, now I only go to like 3 a year. So it's different math.
This really is.
But it's
all
it's a fair point.
This really is all on Ralph.
But guess what? I'm probably going to the Cincinnati game. So just be warned.
Next question.
Oh, that was it.
Joe Burrow is.
Joe Burrow is.
now
He's
is
getting
0
sacked
for
more than
3
Jameis.
0 for 3 in his last 3 games now.
Zach Taylor is an
You could
atrocious
say
coach.
Joe Burrow is.
Wait, that's going to be a
loser.
battle of shitty O-lines.
Zach Taylor's an atrocious coach.
Set the over-under on sacks at 8.5.
You want another hot take? Joe Burrow's a loser.
If Mike Brown cared about winning, he would hire Sean Payton.
Kick him off the show.
Let's go dig up the bones of Brant Hawk, some fucking backup from Tulane University.
Losses. Oh, we didn't talk about Tulane.
Give it, Kevin. We almost made it through without the two. Oh my God! Here we go.
You want to talk about good teams? You want to talk about teams that haven't lost yet? Let's talk about Tulane.
Favorite instrument, the rusty trombone.
Let's talk about 3-0 Tulane, who upset 14-point underdogs. They beat Kansas State in Kansas State. They look great. They look good. This is the first time they've gone 3-0 since 1998, and we remember what happened to the Tulane Green Wave in 1998. They went 13-0 and should have been, and could have been, and would have been national champions of college football.
Tulane, if they don't win 9 games, they should run roughshod through that conference.
It is. Let's go.
Never wrong. I'm only early.
That's what your wife says.
Tulane.
About that LSU game, Ralph.
Tulane plays this Saturday at home in Yeoman Stadium against USM. They look to go 4-0. This is the year, baby. This is the year.
That's gonna be a loss.
Look, this was the
loss.
one. Ever since we've had Willie Fritz, I have been waiting for Tulane to have a statement win against a P5 opponent. I knew it would happen. We were close last year, even against Oklahoma, even when we had to deal with all the hurricane bullshit. This kind of, for the last 20 years, we've been waiting for Tulane to get over that proverbial hump, and I don't want to get ahead of myself here.
You're about to get ahead of yourself.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Jameis is still a mediocre quarterback, but Tulane could. They might have maybe gotten over that hump. We'll see. I'm excited.
So,
and Cincinnati, like Cincinnati, I think, did they lose this week? They were 1-1. I thought they were.
Yeah, I think
they might have lost there, so they're 1-2. So,
every win that the Tulane gets before they lose, you can have an extra 10 seconds on the Tulane.
Baby, here we go. Anyway,
I gotta say, LSU looked real good this weekend too.
Yeah. Yacht
real
good, rock
or
dad
good?
Brian Kelly.
Defensively, they look real good.
Okay. And by the way, just there was some talk in the chat about me being bougier than Andrew. I'm not sure why, but you had what, club level seats for the LSU game?
No, I was in the Cox.
Oh, well.
I was in the Cox box.
Oh, you were in a suite. You were
I was
in
in
a
the
suite.
Cox box.
You were in a suite, an air conditioned.
Juge was in the Cox box, folks.
You were in
the
you
Cox
were,
box.
you were in an air conditioned suite with free food and booze.
And it was
Got it.
really, really hot and cooking. So I was glad to be in the AC.
Right. Just making
So,
sure. Right. So you're a bougie motherfucker.
Speaking of cooking, Thomas, we got to do game picks. Who give us the update?
Oh my God, there's still more to do. Let me get another drink. I'll be back.
Give us the.
Well, that's
give
your
us
fault,
the.
Dave.
Yeah, please go get another drink, Dave. That's
What are we
exactly what you. That's exactly what you need.
Ooh,
Well, you're going backwards, Ralph.
I'm.
You had 1 point last week. I had to deduct for locking the. You locked the game and you picked Jameis as the star of the game. You know.
Oh,
Jesus! I'm like Jeopardy, man.
I-
and you
should-
picked the blowout.
I
Yeah,
did.
you picked the blowout.
Wrong.
My God, man.
All right, I'm gonna go first. I'm picking the Saints to win this one.
I hate to hear that.
I think Matt Rule is on the chopping block, and
Yeah.
his seat's only going to get hotter on the other side of this. I like the Saints to win 24-13, so I think defense steps up and plays well again. They slow down your boy, Baker Mayfield. And my play, this is kind of low-hanging fruit. But to Ralph's point, I think Michael Thomas is cooking. And I want to see more. I want to see him feed him the ball more, and I think he's going to come out and and Michael Thomas is going to have a big game. I think he's getting close. He's getting close to his peak level, and I think this is the game where we see it.
Well, Dave is gone, so
Dave's gone.
Yeah.
We
So
can
I guess
go out
I'll
of
do-
order if you want.
No, wait. Hang on. Tomas, is your graphic? Wait, never mind. Dave's back. All right.
So go ahead, Dave.
Come on, go ahead, Dave.
Give us your pick.
Come on.
Yeah, the toe tap, Doctor.
Wait, what?
Doctor
Come on.
Dr. Zeus. The toe tap was incredible.
Dr. Zayas. It's my turn. I'm going.
Yes.
There you
All right. Well, I just got here. You could have skipped me. I'm picking. Yeah. Oh, Andrew picked the Saints. Yeah. No, I'm not picking the Saints. Fuck that. They suck. I'm picking the Panthers. I know that. Yeah, that's right. I know the Panthers suck more, but hopefully this turns the mojo around. I'm taking.
I know that.
Yeah, I know.
Horse shit.
Yeah, I'm taking one for the team here. I'm picking against the Saints, hoping
Does
that
Mark Ingram fumble again for the third
No,
straight game?
Yeah, actually, I did pick the turd of the game. No, I picked Jameis Winston, turd of the game.
What's the score, man? You forgot, probably.
Oh,
right?
This is going to be bet the under again. This is going to be low scoring. I mean, the Panthers aren't going to score, but the Saints aren't going to score either. 17-10 Panthers, 17 Panthers, Saints 10. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
So
what you eating there, Dave?
Sorry.
What is that?
One of
Chocolate
those
bar?
RX. Yeah, RX.
Kevin,
bar.
you'll like this because you're a wrestling. You like the wrestling.
Wrestling.
This
Kirkland.
game here Sunday is a loser leaves town match between Baker and Mayfield.
Oh, I
It's
know.
between
Wow,
Baker
really? Wow.
and Jameis because they are the same quarterback. They're both
Interesting.
number one picks.
Interesting.
They're both got their original teams chased them off. They're both average. They both have crazy lunatic hive fan bases that love them, but they are the same quarterback. Okay, they're the same dude. It's a loser leaves town match, and Jameis is going to have to leave town. Panthers 20, Saints 16. Turd of the game, Jameis Winston. We're going to have to talk about some things. We have to do a long drive in the car Sunday night and have a talk with Jameis.
I want you guys to remember this when the Saints win on Sunday, and y'all are all down in the dumps and ready to turn on Jameis, and ready to fire this season out from a cannon out and to send it to Venus. You know, I just want you to remember this.
Conversely,
when they're 2-1 on Sunday.
Right. Conversely, Ralph and I would like you to remember this.
But you don't know.
If they're 1 and 2,
never will.
And Jameis looks like that poo emoji that we both have up there. Wow, I didn't realize Ralph and I were in the hand-holding club here.
Simpatico.
Yes, very much so. All right, Kevin.
Kevin, you were the one to pick Tampa last week, so you were correct.
I appreciate. Yeah, I am glad I got that point.
You got 1 point for that.
I wish I didn't. I appreciate the loser leaves town reference there. Ralph made me think of Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee from old school Memphis shows. But the funny thing about those loser leaves town
Thank you,
matches,
Mike Bagger. He subscribed for 6 months.
the funny thing about
Wait, does
those
that make
loser
him the
leaves
MVP
town
for the day?
matches is that they would inevitably come back after a few months and start the whole thing over again. So, anywho, listen, I want y'all to look at my face. My big, dumb, pale, Irish, happy face.
Do we
Hang on.
have to? Do we have to?
Yes.
Okay. All
I
right.
want you to look at this terrifying, well-lit, horribly lit face.
This might be why your Tinder dates don't go that well.
Saints 12.
Oh my!
Wow, I love it. Do we get a safety? Do we get a safety?
Panthers 10.
Oh
Yes!
my God!
Go! Hang
Do we
on.
get? Do we get a safety?
Hang on. Star of the game, Andy Dalton.
Oh
Yes.
my!
That is idiotic.
Yes. What a way to end. Love it.
I think Jameis.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I think Jameis starts the game. He goes like 1 for 5 and is really wincing on some of those throws. And I think Dennis Allen steps up and doesn't pull and goes the opposite of Jim Haslett, isn't stubborn, isn't foolish, goes to the backup. I think Andy Dalton comes in and plays 3 quarters and does just enough for the Saints to escape.
That would be the definition of just enough.
Well, now wait.
Just
Now, wait.
enough for the Saints to get the win. And there you go.
Now, this is important.
Kevin,
No, wait,
you
wait.
are ushering in the saddest Saints quarterback controversy of our entire lives.
Yes.
That's what you are predicting.
Clearly, Ralph wasn't around for the Billy Joes.
Yeah.
I hate you.
This is important.
No, that was sad too.
Hold on, this is important, Kevin. This to get to 12 in your scenario, the Saints have to have a safety. Otherwise, that means they got 4 field goals, and there's no way Andy Dalton is going to be the star of the fucking game if Will Lutz kicks 4 field goals.
What if?
Okay?
What if
So
it's
I'm just saying
what if
to
it's
get
two
to 12 to 10.
touchdowns?
No.
What if it's what?
No.
What if it's 2 touchdowns and missed extra points?
Either
Yeah,
way.
what
okay,
if it's
fine,
like
fine,
what if it's
fine.
like the Saints are down 10-9 and they're starting at the goal line and Andy Dalton goes 5 for 5 and like leads them on a drive and Will Lutz bangs in like a 27-yard field
All
goal
right.
to win.
All right. You know what? I didn't realize there
He
was
has
that
to
many
play
ways to
first.
skin a cat.
You
Yeah,
know.
you're right.
He has to play
That's the
for
thing.
us.
Options here. There are different methods for Andy Dalton.
This is it's like a doom. It's like a doom. It's like a doom cloud.
Pick your poison. You've got Juge here with the Saints winning, and Michael Thomas is your MVP. Standard fare. Ralph and Dave going full doom squad. Panthers winning. Jameis is your turn of the game, and then you've got me being that weird Superman supervillain that with 27 consonants as his name, saying it's a super low scoring game with Andy Dalton of all goddamn people being the star of the game.
I love it. I love it. If you're betting,
War
if you're
God
again,
makes a good point that they could get to 12 by scoring with 6 safety.
That's what the kids call the full Iowa.
If the Saints can kick 2 field goals and be trailing 10-6, and then Andy Dalton can lead them down the field for a touchdown and win 12-10.
well, if you're a gambling person, I would say this: none of us predicted a total score over 37 points. So I don't know what the over/under is, but if it's 38 or higher, I would probably maybe take the under. None of us seems to think it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Yeah.
Final score from Charlotte, 44-40. What a barn burner.
Barn burner.
You can expect that. Expect that.
Oh,
Jameis Winston and Jameis Winston and Baker Mayfield exchange. It's going to be like the Giants Saints game. It's going to be like the Giants Saints game
from Eli.
No, it's going to be the Chiefs Bills from last year.
Right.
I can't. Kevin, you've broken my brain. I don't even know how to do the ending.
Tell you
of
what,
the show.
and I'll throw in a bonus. If Andy Dalton actually plays more than one snap in this game,
I think you should get
under center. I will wear the Sean Orleans wrestling trunks for the big show on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a punishment.
Yes.
Wait, no, that's a punishment. That's not congratulatory.
Says you.
For the ladies, it's not.
Oh my god.
Send them to Dave. Dave has to wear them.
I got a good friend who lives directly across the street from Andy Dalton. I'm going to text him, say listen, if he mentions anything about playing on Sunday, please let me know.
His legs.
Yes. No. What? Ralph, what the fuck?
The over under is 40 and a half, 40,
41,
depending on. Yeah, so we all.
By the way, Carolina
I won this week taking the
just so everyone knows, they had 275 yards of offense. Baker Mayfield didn't complete. He couldn't even complete 50% of his passes, and 50 of their 275 yards was on one play. They were atrocious in New York.
Can we get Paulson and Debo back? Huh?
No.
How about that?
Is he still on the team?
This is where we're at. 2022, and we're talking about taking the under for the Saints. Now, imagine telling that to 2011 us,
dude. Imagine telling 2018 us the day after the no call that in 2022 would be trying to talk ourselves into Jameis Winston as the Saints quarterback. I might have walked into traffic.
I might have walked Andy Dalton.
Oh my god!
All right.
Yeah, we were gonna have to choose between Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna take a long
with no Sean Payton.
Might have committed seppuku all at once.
My God!
Just put everything into perspective.
So, everybody, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming out to the live show. We really appreciate everybody who does it. We appreciate everybody's support. So if support the show, if you don't support the show, you should support the show so we can get to 500-600 patrons. We can do a live show. We can just have it at Dave can pick out a bougie establishment and
we're going to be in my closet.
We'll be in Dave's closet. We'll have a live show for just patrons, and it'll be in Dave's closet.
Kevin, how many people do you think we can fit in here?
Yeah, why have two closet chums? Why have two closet chums when you can have four?
Yeah,
it'll be the four of us. That's what we should do. One podcast with the four of us in there.
Well, no. Actually, what we're gonna do is this. There's gonna be a VIP.
4 guys,
experience.
one closet.
The regular show will just be at my house in the backyard. The VIP experience, though, is if you want to get in this playroom closet, that's gonna be an extra $100 per person.
That should be 200.
Okay, 200. Sure, why not?
We could. Thomas, add it
we all eat snacks. We all eat snacks and drink Dave's IPAs.
Add a tier on Patreon on the closet tier,
and you can play with my son's toys. Sushi Go Party? Anybody?
Why would I want to do that?
Anybody want to play Sushi Go
so
Party?
who's the MVP, Ralph? Do we talk about that or no?
Oh yeah, Thomas. Who's the MVP?
Mike Bagger is the MVP with the only
Mike Bagger
Prime sub.
Get into Discord. Send
First
Thomas
ever.
your video. We'll play it next week, Mike. You're the man. So thanks to everybody who listened. Thanks to Andrew, for Dave, for Kevin. Downton Abbey, Kevin. That was amazing too. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Thomas, the best producer in the freaking world. He was on point today. It was tremendous. This show tonight was freaking amazing. This is why I do this. It got completely off the rails and was nuts. And this is why we do this show. This is why I love doing this show every week. Guys, remember, kids, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you ought to support the one that wins awards. Until next week, the bar is closed.